Black Witch Yaya's significant other, his name is the Baron. I usually watch Black Witch Yaya, but for some reason, her boyfriend, the Baron, has been coming into my awareness with his videos and stuff like that. So I came across this video. He had me cracking up because he woke up talking about the Seven Sisters at war or something like that. And he was talking about Russia and looking up the Seven Sisters in Russia and things like that. And so he did kind of like a reading on the situation to get some understanding as to why he was being used or contacted with this type of information that scared the crap out of him. But anyway, it's crazy. So, but he was cracking me up, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I felt the seriousness of the situation and the call for psychics to help with the war going on with the Seven Sisters and them being attacked and things like that. So I don't know much about it. So I looked it up myself and did some research. And instead of looking up the Seven Sisters in Russia first before I even did any Googling, I channeled seven things. Okay, and so I channeled number one, the light bearer. Number two, the virtue. Number three, love. Number four, peace. Number five, fire. Number six, the wind. And number seven, the water. Okay? And so then I got my candles. I wish I can turn my camera around, but so I can be sure that you see what I see. But I got my candles, fixed up my altar. I have here my Florida water. I have this main candle representing one of the seven sisters, and I have the tea light candles representing the other six. So this is the seventh, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I put some salt around for protection, and I felt led to have Ganesha there. And it's an instant burner, so the instant that I'm burning is going to be dragon's blood. And so Ganesha is I believe a Hebrew goddess. Him and Lakshmi work together. They're brother and sister, and Ganesha is the god of removing obstacles or something like that, right? So that's how I felt led to set up the little altar to do my part in spiritual energy in this matter. And so when I looked up the Seven Sisters, I didn't want to look up Russia, which I did anyway, but I felt led to look up the Seven Sisters because it's esoteric. It's magical, is what the Baron was saying, and it's a spiritual warfare, okay? As well as logically what's going on in the physical realm, it's also a metaphysical warfare, right? And so I just looked up the Seven Sisters. And let's see what I was drawn to. I was drawn to, let's see. Apparently, there's a story about the Seven Sisters. I was drawn to the Greek mythology of the Seven Sisters and the stars, I guess. It says the Pleiades, which is, the stars, right? The Pleiades were the seven daughters of the Titan Atlas. He was forced to hold up the sky for all eternity and was therefore unable to protect his daughters. So to save them, to save the sisters from being raped by the hunter Orion, Zeus transformed his seven daughters into stars. And so that kind of went together with the light bearer, the virtue, because the virtue are angels whose takes the form of light only, right? And they usually come into your awareness when you are worthy of a miracle. And it coincides with love, peace, fire. When I think of stars, I think of fire for some reason, but I don't know. The wind is air energy, acknowledging energy, awareness energy, information, and the water. Water to me is kind of like relates to or resonates within me when it comes to the moon. You know, moon energy and water energy, to me, it's like they correlate. So, yeah, he Zeus made the seven sisters stars. So you have this, they're in heaven, in the heavens, as the seven stars, right? And so what else did I see? And that's a whole mythology thing. um I saw something else that stood out to me. Okay, I can't find it now, of course, but okay. I think it's probably not as relevant as I thought it would be. So I'm going to sit at my little altar and I am going to light the candles. And I'm not going to be wordy or anything like that, I don't think. We'll see. I think maybe I'll speak a little bit in my heavenly language because I do believe it is the language of the stars. Some people say aliens, right? So I lit the biggest one. Let me light Ganesha's dragon's blood. And let me get the list of 7 things that I wrote down, channeling the message that the 7 sisters wanted me to have about them. And so the first one was the light bearer, right? So I lit this candle for the light bearer. So all of this is going to help in the spiritual warfare of the 7 sisters. And I'm going to light this one, and that's the virtue, the love, the peace, the fire, and let's put that wick up, and let's put this wick up. I thought I had all the wicks up. Okay, and this one is the wind, and this one is the water. And as I'm thinking of the water, I'm thinking of triple moon goddess Hecate. Okay, so let's see. This is my prayer. I am just praying energetically. Oh, and right now I'm being reminded to speak in my heavenly language, so bear with me. Nia solo kro rarafia shilo krandarie yandoro si kindere bebe kyau ayas yanyango ngaya Mioko forove shumokoska, miolo vosana sheleve kufash kampa pikiendish kumowofoku pokwa, miekishka dine vusolo koshi lavia sonsha, Mea vokuron ndese lobuku, makavasye, moloho foshi kindeleo viongo shalamakia dikish komokorovu soboku, mara eshkenenumushka. From heaven to earth. Mikolavi andishimoto sileki ya tetebeshoboku. Miolokovo somoshike lin yondo tebelukaska ekevioshka. Myondo chinubolok fokashke. We have the ladder here going from heaven to earth. And so I'm communicating from heaven to earth for the assistance from the assistance of the light bearer, the virtue, the love, the peace, the fire, the wind, and the water. Together we are one. Together we are one. Together we are one, and we fight without any harmful causation to self and to family. Asaba Shumukurun de Devesibuku. Ase Amin. Amun Ra. Okay. And so I'm going to let that burn, and that's going to be my prayer and my support, because this fight is not just the seven sisters. We are one. So whether it be in Russia, the buildings in Russia being attacked, whether it be the governing spirits over the buildings and what the buildings stand for in Russia, it is our fight and not just their fight. So it doesn't matter where this warfare is. It is a spiritual warfare. So I believe in what Baron was talking about. I believe he had the dream for a reason. I believe that it was meant for him to reach out to the psychics and the mediums in order to assist in prayer, and that we have all, whoever's been led to his video, we have all been given instruction on how to lend our energy towards this through prayer, and not just through prayer, but through actions of divinity in our own ashe and our own divine purpose. You know, for me, it's going to be self-love. For me, it's going to be just basically doing the right thing, charity. It's going to be just listening and hearing and allowing the energies to come together as one, using me as a part of that divine energy in the warfare for light and peace and love to continue to thrive, so that we can go from earth to heaven and from heaven to earth with no harmful causations. Okay, and so I think I read, somewhere about, I think I just read the mythical story about Zeus having to hold the whole world up for eternity by himself. And the only way he's able to protect his daughters from being raped is to turn them into stars. And it said that he couldn't protect them. He turned them into stars because he couldn't protect them from being raped by Orion. And I think I've done some research on the energy of Orion, and you get different aspects of it, but apparently it's some type of devil energy, some type of Hasatan energy, some type of energy that comes against divine purpose. Okay, and so we have a lot of systems that is raping the divine feminine and raping divine purpose, and raping and robbing her of her honor, by demonizing dark energy, so that dark energy does not merge in love with light energy. So it's a lot going on an esoteric level when it comes to this. So I want to post this so that if anyone is led to this video, it might touch their hearts if it's meant for me to, reach out with my service as an example as to how we can be of assistance in this warfare, because we are one. And so if the sisters in the heavens is fighting, then internally we are fighting because spirit is having a human experience through us. Okay, and we have an Ayani relationship. Ayani means me today, you tomorrow. It represents what do you call it? Equal give and take. It represents I can't think of the word for it, but equal give and take, would be good enough to say. And so, yeah, there we go. That's my prayer. And I will continue to pray as I feel led, and I'll continue to get download as the Spirit so pleases. Ashe. Amin.